In this video, I'm going to show you live the exact technique that we use in 2024 to reach 400,000 followers from an account from scratch and get 150 million views on Instagram. Okay, so I'm literally going to show you live the exact process that we use to write viral video scripts. So we're gonna start from finding the content idea, and I'm going to show you exactly how we find winning pieces of content ideas, and then we're gonna jump on my computer and live we're gonna write a script together. If you're wondering how you can grow on Instagram in 2025, this is literally the video for you. Let's grab my phone and let's start from finding a viral content idea. All right, so where are we gonna find these viral content ideas? Well, we wanna grow on Instagram, so it only makes sense that we're gonna do this exact process on Instagram. So let's open it. And if you don't know us, guys, Create Content Club, we're kind of in the content marketing niche. But I didn't want to make this video today and show you how we do it for our niche, because I want to prove you that you can do it no matter what niche you're in. So I was thinking about what niche to do, and I think that sales might be a great niche to show you guys, because there's a lot of educational content out there about sales, and you can really create a successful personal brand. But if you are in fitness, if you are more in the marketing space, if you are more in the real estate, like we have clients that we work with our coaching program in any of these different niches. So what I'm about to show you live right now, you can do it no matter what niche you're in, okay? So what I'm gonna do is go here on the explore page, right? And then go on search, so super easy. And what I'm gonna do is write sales, right? Pretty intuitive. Now, what you wanna do is scroll here and go into Reels. Why? Because we grew 400,000 followers using Reels. They're the most powerful asset you have on Instagram if you wanna grow. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. Now, as you can see, guys, like right off the bat, I see a ton of viral pieces of content in the sales niche, okay? So what are we looking for? We generally look for videos that have more than 100,000 followers. That's kind of like the minimum requirement. And what we have to do once we find a video that we think might be good, right? It's actually go inside of the profile and see on average how many views the creator gets. And I'll tell you why right now. If I see a video that has, let's say, 100,000 views, okay? But I go into the account of that creator and on average he gets like 500,000 views, that is actually a low performing piece of content, right? So you don't want to make this mistake. You don't want to see like, oh, this video has like 100,000 views and you think it's a super viral video idea, but then you visit the creator profile and it's actually a low performing. What we're doing instead is looking for outliers, okay? So pieces of content that perform way better than all of the other created ones, okay? So right off the bat, I see this video, 3 phrases that make you look weak on sales calls, okay? And I actually want to go to this guy's profile. Okay, so he has 300,000 followers, but I take a look at it, and on average, he's getting more towards like the 10K, 15K views. So definitely a video with the 934K is a viral content idea. And I'm going to show you in a sec, when I jump into my laptop, what we're actually going to do with this content idea, how we're going to use it, okay? For right now, I'm simply going to go here and save it, okay? So I'm going to look for another one, then we're going to pick one of the two and we're going to write it together. But like right off the bat, I see another one here, almost 800K, which is 6 sales objections in 60 seconds. So really a format that worked for her, okay? So let me look at her profile and let me see what she's doing. Okay, so she pinned it, so it's probably one of the best performing ones for her. Yeah, so I would say on average, she gets more towards like 80K, 100K, so definitely a good creator. Also, on average, she's really good at creating sales content. But a video that has like almost 800 is like 8 times her average views. So it's definitely a video that I can take inspiration from. And also, basically, we're doing really this process of like looking for the niche, okay? And trying to find the golden gems, usually at the beginning of your personal brand journey, okay? And I'll show you why right now. Because if I go to my Explore page, I'm in the content marketing space, as I told you earlier. Like literally all the videos that I see are about like going viral and growing on Instagram, right? So when I have to find viral content ideas now, what I simply do is go here, right? And look for videos that are already performing well. And guess what? If the Instagram algorithm is pushing it to me in the Explore page, it means they're already going really viral. So for example, this video, 15K likes, right? It's a viral video that I can literally take, recreate, and go viral with my own Instagram account, okay? So we have found 2 pieces of content. What I'm gonna do now is jump on my laptop, I'm gonna show you live, and we're gonna use our Notion template that we actually giving you access to in the description of this video. So let me jump straight into my computer and let's script this viral video together. As you can see, I just finished importing this here. So this is it's our Notion template, the Create Content Circle Notion template. And as you can see here, I'm literally gonna go through it really quickly. We have the creators list, which is super helpful because when you have to consistently find viral content ideas, what you do is, great, we found this viral video, okay? It's by this creator right here. What I'm gonna do is, now every time that I have to find viral content ideas, I know she's a valid creator, right? So what I would do, for example, is go here in the creator, link the profile, just go here, copy her name, right? So just like that. We're missing an S, but it's not a problem. All right, just like that, okay? I have her always here. So whenever I have to find new content ideas, I can literally click here. I want a profile. Let me see your most viral piece of content. Also, quick tip that I want to give you guys. If you haven't seen it already, there's like this crazy Chrome extension called Store Feed. So what you can do is literally include all of our reels, click on like most viewed, most liked, and most commented, and what it's gonna do is like order it for you, so sort the feed of our Instagram, so it's gonna be super easy to find her top performing idea. And you can do this for all the creators that you put inside of the Notion, okay? That was just a quick gem that you can use. Is a free Chrome extension. It's called Sort Feed. We put here the content ideas. What I'm gonna do right now is write it together with you, okay? So if I was in the sales niche, now I wanna put it out there, I'm not a sales expert. I do take some sales calls for our coaching program, but I wouldn't definitely say that I'm a top expert in the sales niche. But I wanted to do it for something different than our actual niche, okay? So between the two, I think both are really nice ideas. I might do this one, the 3-week phrases. So once you open the Notion, right? So you open to write it. What you want to do, the first step is to click here on the CCC scripting template. This is because we have a very precise structure for our scripts that allowed us to get 150 million views in literally a year and grow 400,000 followers, right? So we know a thing or two about scripting content, and what we decided to do to make it as easy as possible for you is really to create this kind of structure that you can just click and you have it. And it's the same exact structure that we use for our video and we want you to use so you can go viral as well with your personal brand, right? So it's the hook, the selling the solution, the giving the principle, the making it applicable and call to action. Now, instead of like just telling you this, the hook is this, the selling the solution is this, I'm actually gonna do it live, and every single time we have to go to the other section, I'm going to explain exactly what it is, okay? So let's start from the hook. If you're not entirely new with content creation, you probably know what a hook is, but basically it's like the first line of your video, and is literally the line that grabs the attention of your audience, of the followers or the non-followers that you're reaching with your content, okay? And it is extremely vital, because just think about this, okay? You're on YouTube. Before clicking on this video, you saw the thumbnail that we made, you saw the title, and you actively decided to click on it and watch this video because it was interesting for you, okay? On Instagram, we don't have this, right? On Instagram, it's just a scrolling feed, right? So the only thing that can grab your attention and makes you decide, do I want to watch this video, yes or no, is actually the hook. It's the first 3 seconds of your video. And this is why it's literally the most important thing of your content, right? If you mess up the hook, no one is going to watch this video, okay? If you look and you go back at the beginning of this video, on this YouTube video, you notice that I tried to do the same thing. I told you what I was going to teach you and why you should listen to me, right? So the hook is vital, whatever piece of content you're making. What do we try to do when we are just starting out with our personal brand? Okay, we want to leverage viral hooks, viral content ideas. And that's the reason why we did that entire process with my phone earlier. So what we're actually going to do is click here, okay, and hear exactly what he's saying. Okay, so he made it easy for us. He already wrote it on screen, the entire thing. But 3 phrases that make you look weak on sales calls. This is a viral hook. It got him 40,000 likes, almost 1 million views. So definitely what I'm going to do is go here, 3 phrases. All right, 3 phrases that make you look weak on sales calls. Okay, so I'm just going to write it here. And this is going to be my hook. Now, before you start writing in the comment, isn't that copying? Oh, come on, man, you literally just copied the entire... No, I literally just took the hook, which is like the headline that he used, right? And it worked super great for him, and it's literally just a topic. Like, what I want you to understand is the reason why we do this and we take the hook is because the hook is just a smart way to package the value that you're about to provide. Now, this is the big difference. we are not gonna write his entire thing. We're not gonna say like phrase number 1 and say the exact thing that he's doing, right? That he's saying in the video. We are gonna put our own value and expertise inside of it, because guess what? Well, I'm not, but guess what? You are a sales expert, you are a fitness expert, you are a real estate expert. So you're actually gonna put your own value and expertise, because if you weren't an expert, why are you building a personal brand in the first place, right? So literally, the only thing we're gonna do is write the hook, because it has been proven to work, and it is apparently a super smart way to package the value that then you're going to provide, right? So my hook is going to be 3 phrases that make you look weak on sales calls, okay? This is going to be my hook, and it's proven to work, so I'm confident that this video will perform well. And why are we doing this? This is the other thing about the hook that I want to tell you. When you're just starting out and you haven't made content before, okay, you have 2 parts. You have the idea and you have the execution, okay? Bear with me. If you focus on finding a viral content idea from scratch, just like coming up with it and then doing the execution, you're literally screwed when you're just starting out. And let me tell you why. Because if the content idea is not worth watching, people are not interested in the content idea that you came up with, the video will not perform. Like never, even if you did the perfect execution, okay? And when you're just starting out, nailing the execution is hard enough. So why trying to come up with your own content ideas that you have no idea if they're gonna work or not? That's why at the beginning, early stages of your personal brand, get hooks that in your niche have gone viral. Take that hook and then give your own value, because that way, content idea already been proven to work. Okay, great, done. Now we just focus on the execution part, right? And if you try to do both things at the beginning, it's gonna be a mess and you're never gonna go viral, okay? So trust me on this. I know things or two of like growing a personal brand. Get a content idea, proven to work, and only focus on working on the execution, because these are things that you can control and learn. So 3 phrases to make you look weak on sales call. Now, selling of the solution. This, guys, is super important. The easiest way to describe it to you is like hyping up the value that you're about to provide. So it's different from actually giving the value. It's something that comes before. Let me give you an example of selling the solution. One of the easiest way to do it is by using social proof, which is exactly what I did at the beginning of this YouTube video. I told you we did 150 million views. We grew 400,000 followers. So listen to me. Basically, that is what I said. So I'm gonna use the same approach here for the selling of the solution, because it is very powerful, social proof in general, because it adds value to the solution that I'm about to give you, right? So 3 phrases that make you look weak on sales calls. After closing, let's say like $5 million in sales, these are the 3 phrases that did not allow me to close the deal every time I use them. And something that I want to tell you is you can do social proof in different ways. So 3 phrases to make you look weak on sales call. After closing $5 million in sales, these are the 3 phrases that, let's say, every time I use them, it's better. Every time I use them, made me lose a deal. All right, made me lose a deal. Okay, so this is a social proof that it's about me, okay? And I want to tell you something. You have 2 ways. If you're already doing some sort of like coaching, like for example, we do, you're going to have client results, or in general, you will have experience working with clients. So for example, another way that I could have done this is, instead of like after closing $5 million in sales, these are the 3 phrases that every time I use them made me lose a deal, okay? You could also say it in the sense of like, after coaching 500 sales rep, these are the 3 phrases that were killing their closing rate. You could do the same thing. It's like still social proof. It's like, I did it for myself, or I did it for someone else, or I helped someone else. Actually, if you have giant like client results, it's usually more powerful than the ones that you did for yourself. That's just a quick tip that I wanted to throw there. But yes, this is selling the solution, and I want you to understand exactly what it does. You know that you made a good selling of the solution when you read it, it hypes you up. You're like, oh, let me hear what these 3 phrases are, but without revealing the solution yet, right? We are not telling these people the 3 actual phrases that they shouldn't use. We're just telling them that we closed $5 million, and every time we lost a deal is when we use one of these 3 phrases, right? I'm just like hyping up, and we were like, whoa, what are these 3 phrases gonna be? Like, they wanna know. That is a great selling of the solution. Now you know what a hook is, and now you know what a selling the solution is. Now, giving the principle and making it applicable. Guys, this is like the sauce, like literally what you're giving, the value that you're giving to people. If you fuck this up, people are not gonna really like wanna watch your videos anymore, because you have to give them actual value so they understand the principle and that they can apply. These are the 2 main things, guys. So how can we make something that we both give the principle but also make it applicable for them? Well, in this video, for example, what I would do is I would give the actual phrase that they shouldn't say, okay? So for example, again, I'm not a sales expert, but I want to kind of write this with you. So it could be something like phrase number 1. Yeah, sure. Just text me when you thought about it. So this, for example, is a sentence that someone in a call would use when you're like, oh, I'm not sure yet. Like, I have to think about it. And you're like, yeah, sure. Just text me when you thought about it, right? It's like something that you don't want to do in sales, right? So this, for example, could be phrase number 1. Yeah, sure, just text me when you thought about it, okay? I gave them the principle in the sense that this is phrase number 1, okay? So they know what they shouldn't do, right? I gave them the principle. How can I make it applicable? Just tell them what they should do instead. For example, again, I'm not a sales expert, but yeah, sure, just text me when you thought about it. Never say this. And then in the making it applicable, it would be, instead, say this, right? And then, for example, I understand that you need to think about it. You don't have enough information about the product yet, right? So this could be, for example, what you have to say instead, right? So as you can see, guys, what I'm doing is I'm giving the principle. So don't say this phrase, what I promised you in the hook, like the 3 phrases you should never say, right? Don't say this. But how do I make it applicable? Say this instead, right? And that is so much more powerful because you're not only telling people like the principle behind it, right? You're also telling them how to do the thing, right? And this is going to separate you from all the other personal brands out there because that's when people are like, man, this guy's so valuable. It's really teaching me what to do. And then what you would do now, do the same thing again. What you would do, for example, is give another principle. So phrase number 2, it might be something like, we are the best in the market, okay? This could be, for example, a phrase that you don't want to say, right? Because you want to make the prospect say that, right? So it's like phrase number 2, we are the best in the market. Never say this. Instead, say this, and then you would have another making it applicable. Okay, guys? So I'm just like freestyling my way through this script right now because I'm not a sales expert. But what I want to tell you is understand what you should do with a script, right? Like I gave the hook, I hooked them in with a viral hook that I've been proven to work. I'm selling them the solution by hyping up the value that I'm about to provide. And then what I'm going to give is giving the principle and also making it applicable for them. So same thing here, phrase number 2, we are the best in the market. Never say this. Instead, say this, right? For example, why haven't you gone with someone else in the industry, right? That way the prospect will actually tell you why you're the best in the industry and why they haven't gone with the others. This is just like 2 quick example. And of course, then you would go with phrase number 3 of how you actually give a principle and making it applicable at the same time. Because the moment you do this, you become so valuable to people, man. And then call to action. Last thing, what is a call to action? A call to action is literally what you have to do in order to make people that are watching your video perform an action. Because guess what? You got them through the hook, you maintain their whole attention, you got them to the end. Like you did everything that you had to do with your content. Like make them do something that you want to do, right? But here's the key. You will always want to frame your call to action so it's beneficial for them, right? Because if I'm like, right, follow me, and I'll just say something like, follow me, right? People are like, why should I follow you? Like, well, what's in it for me, right? Well, okay, maybe you got me so value in this video, right? It was kind of valuable, but like, why should I just follow you? What you should always do with a call to action is frame it in a way that makes sense for them. So for example, for a follow call to action, it could be something like, follow me so you get daily tips on sales. Right? So I'm like, if I'm a salesman and this video was helpful for me, I'm like, oh, I want to get daily tips on sales. Let me actually follow this guy. But the actual best thing that you can do with a call to action is giving them some extra value on top. So this is something that you see all the time where creators give out free resources, lead magnets. And for example, it could be, if you also want to know how to handle all the biggest sales objections, comment sales, and I'll send you a free like 23-page doc, right? This is just, of course, an example, but it's like, how can I use a call to action where I can make them comment a word? So I get their contact information with this resource. I have their chat open on Instagram, so, you know, you can make money from them. But as you can see, guys, this call to action is about them. Like, you want to get a doc telling you how to handle the biggest sales objection, just comment sales and I'll send it to you. Like, it's about them. Every single time you make a call to action, it should be about them. Always ask this question, like with this call to action, if a person asks themselves, what's in it for me? Do they have an answer for that? Is it like, oh, so I can get daily tips on sales, or oh, so I can get a 23-page doc on how to handle objections? They have to be able to reply that. If you didn't do that, it's not a good call to action. This is literally like from hook to call to action, how we would write a script and how we wrote script that got like even 40 million views in a single video, okay? So we know a thing or two about social media. So just use this structure that I gave you. You literally have the Notion template, but it's not over, right? What I want to give you, it's like extra sparkle on top that you can add to your script to make it perform even better, and we're going to use AI for that, okay? So for the sake of this example, to not make it like super, super long, I'm actually going to say like 2 phrases. So I'm just gonna add a sentence here. So we have like a kind of like a ready script. We haven't got with someone in the industry. This way they will actually tell you why you're the best and why they haven't chosen someone else. Okay. So this is my finished script. Amazing. What am I gonna do? Copy it, open a new tab, readability checker. I like this one. You can use this one, guys. And what I'm doing right now is actually check what is the level of the words and vocabulary that I use. Why? Because people are not that smart, and the easiest you make a piece of content, the more people are gonna reach, so the more viral it's gonna go. And guess what? What we're gonna do right now with ChatGPT, it's actually not like remove value. We're simply gonna make it easier for people, so whenever they watch it, everyone can understand and it's the same value. And if you look like at the top player in the personal brand space, like guys like Alex Hormozi, for example, he's so good because he can explain really complex topics about marketing, sales in a super easy way that literally a kid can understand, right? So this is like an extra layer that we can add to the script to make it go even more viral, because it can reach way more people by making it more simple for everybody. So right now it's 6th grade. So that is actually a pretty good, like I brought it in a pretty dumb way. So that's actually good. The only thing that I can do right now, it's kind of to try to bring it even more to our 5th grade. That's usually what we try to go for, kind of like the 5th grade level, right? So what I'm going to do is copy here, go to ChatGPT, and we're going to write something like this, okay? I wrote a script in 6th grade level. You can put like US because they kind of like different country to country. And let's say, I want to bring it to a 5th level by making it more understandable to everyone. Do not change the value that I provided. It should just be a simplification of words. But do not like repeat stuff with AI, guys, it's help, but do not change the actual value that I provided, right? This is a prompt that you can use. You just paste it. And what it's going to do is go through it, so simplified by 5th grade level. So 2 phrases that make you look weak on sales call. After closing 5 minutes in sales, I noticed that these 2 phrases always made me lose the deal. Right? It's literally the same thing, but it made me sound way more like clear to everyone. And you always want to do this, right? So phrase 1, yeah, sure, just ask me when you thought about it. Never say this. Instead say, I get that you need time to think. That means you don't have all the details about the product yet. Like so easier to read right now, right? And everybody can understand it, and this is gonna bring to more virality, right? So phrase 2, we're the best in the market. Never say this. Instead say, why haven't you chosen someone else in the industry? This makes them tell you why you're the best and why they haven't gone with another option. Want to learn how to handle big sales objection? Just come in sales and I'll send you a free 23-page doc with all the answers. Right, literally just like the value is the same. It didn't change the value, it's not less valuable, but now all of a sudden it's like so much clearer. Right? It's clear, like everyone can understand, literally a kid could understand this, right? So I literally just gave you like the 3 steps that you got to take. So from how to find viral content ideas, I showed you on my phone, that is literally what you have to do, to how to script it with our Notion template that, guess what? We're putting it in the description, right? So you can just grab it for free. And then I show you how to even make it go more viral, that AI sparkle on top, to make it super, super simple for everyone to understand. And that means millions and millions of views. You just have it. The entire strategy we use to grow 400,000 followers, 150 million views in a year in the educational space, right? You have it. You can do it. You can do it on your own. I just taught you everything. But if you want to work directly with us, so with me and my business partner, Alessio, and literally hand by hand, we analyze what you're currently doing with content. We go through it and we understand what you should do instead, and we help you do this transition so you can start getting millions and millions of views and make a lot more money with your personal brand. You can check the first link in the description. That's our coaching program. It's a one-on-one coaching program. You will be talking kind of like we're doing right now, and I would solve all of your problems and make your content go viral. So yeah, if you want to do that, click that in the description. If not, just take this 3-step strategy and apply and go viral. And with that being said, we'll see you in the next video.